Another reading for Daughters of Revelation. So, like, comment, subscribe. Oh my god. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and this is Lauren's Library. Just a disclaimer, my hair is looking like this. Let me see if I can make it look more presentable. But my hair is like this because I'm literally about to get my hair braided later on today, so it's blow dry. But so today I'm coming to you all with a wrap up of everything I read in the month of March, and just a housekeeping thing. I don't think I'm going to post. It's something I've been thinking about since starting this YouTube video, is whether I want to post TBR videos, because that's not what kind of reader I am. I'm more of a mood reader and just picking up whatever I feel like reading next. And then I don't read much during the month. I probably read a book a week, so 4 books a month. I don't usually make a TBR before I started this YouTube channel. I usually just pick up what I want to read next and read that, and so on and so forth. So I didn't want to make a TBR video and make something that I have to stick with. Well, I know I don't have to stick with it, but I don't want to come and make a long list of books or a short list of books and not read any of the books on that. I just feel like that'd be a waste of everybody's time. So I decided to come to terms with that, because I love TBR videos. I love watching everybody's TBR videos. So to come to terms with that, I wanted to do just wrap-ups of everything. My channel just consists of wrap-ups at the end of the month of everything that I read that month. So to start off, like I said earlier, I only read like 4 books a month usually, like a book a week with work and everything. The first book I read this month is The Cost of Knowing by Brittany Morris. The Cost of Knowing follows a teenage boy named Alex, and he was recently in a car accident where with him and his family, that was his both of his parents and his brother. His parents did not survive the accident, but him and his brother survived. And after the accident, they go and live with their aunt. And since that accident, Alex has had these powers where whenever he touches something, he can see the future of that object or the future of whoever touches that object. And so it's something he hates, obviously. It interferes with relationships in his life, and his own relationship with his brother is in turmoil since that accident. Him and his brother aren't as close as they used to be. And so the plot picks up in this book when Alex touches a picture that his aunt was looking through. He touches these pictures, and once he touches one picture, he sees his brother's casket, and he wants to know. He has all these questions, but he's scared to continue touching the picture to see more and what happened. And so to kind of reconcile with it, he wants to kind of reconcile with his brother, since he knows that his brother is passing, and he knows, since he's had these powers for such a long time, that the future isn't anything he can change. He's tried in the past and it hasn't worked, so the only solution he has is to kind of get closer to his brother and make his brother's final days the best days that they've had together, and kind of fix their relationship. And also, while he's doing this, even though that he knows the future isn't anything he can change, he's also trying to keep his brother in as less danger as possible. And like when things happen, he just thinks of the worst case scenario. But yeah, this was a fun read. I ended up giving this 3 stars, and it wasn't because this did anything wrong. It just wasn't a story I guess I was looking for at the time when I read it, and it didn't really excite me in any way. It was just a normal read. It was just an average read. 3 stars isn't bad. I feel like I'm trying to explain, like, 3 stars isn't bad, y'all, but it just didn't excite me in any way to want to give it more stars and want me to continue reading. I just picked this book up because I've read Brittany Morris book 1 before this. I read her debut novel, I think it was Slay, And so I wanted to pick this up and see what she would do in her second novel. I think this is her second. So yeah, I gave this one 3 stars. Next, what did I read next? Oh, I read The Right Swipe by Alisha Rye. This follows a girl who has recently been fired. Well, I don't know how recently. I don't know if it says, but she's been fired, or not fired, but she was forced to leave this company that she helped build. And this company is specifically a dating app. So once she leaves that company, we follow. I feel like okay. I feel like I keep going, like adding details when y'all don't need to know all the details. You want to read it, right? But we follow, her name is, so I don't keep calling her Rhiannon. That was her name, Rhiannon. Rhiannon, after leaving her previous company that she helped start, she starts her own company called, what was it called? It was a dating app, but I can't remember what it was called. It doesn't say on the book cover. We just know that she started her own app. And so she is a big competition for her company that she previously left, and then also this company that she's trying to acquire. And so in order to acquire, she's been trying to get in contact with the owners of that other dating app or website. And she goes to all these cons and everything. And then she runs into the owner's nephew, but she didn't know that he was her nephew until, like, they've had a previous run-in off page that we don't know. And so when she runs into him at this like con for dating, she thinks that he's just, she's like, oh, I had no idea. But then after she talks to him more, she learns that he's actually the owner of the competitor dating app. This seems so convoluted, but he's the nephew of the competition's, you know what I mean. Okay, so in order for her to acquire this company, she comes up with a deal where she teaches basically the nephew, his name is Samson, she teaches him how to date and how to, because Samson is a retired pro football player, and so he's kind of like the face of this company, and they're filming all of these dates he's going on that he acquires through his aunt's dating app to show like, oh, this is how it works. And so she, in order to seem like the helpful person that she is, she wants to help him learn how to date because the first date didn't go so well. And then while doing this, they fall in love, la-di-da-di-da. But this one was fun. I think I gave it 4 stars. Let me double check. I should know. Yeah, I did give it 4 stars. Let me just double check. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I don't remember. There was just nothing that wanted me to give it that extra 5 stars. It was just a cute romance that I really enjoyed. It had funny moments. And there were a lot of good conversations about CTE that pro football players and pro athletes in general have, but more so in football, and the trauma that comes with that, and how his uncle and his dad both suffered from that disease and how it changed them. And so there are a lot of good conversations about that I really enjoyed in this book as well. And yeah, I gave this 4 stars. That's all I have to say about that one. Next, I read my girl. I know that I am going to pick up her books. I'm going to pick up all of her books, but let me just tell y'all. Fumbled by Alexa Martin. I read her book Intercepted years ago, and I really enjoyed it. That was a 5-star read. But Fumbled follows a single mother named Poppy Patterson, and she's been a single mother since she got pregnant in high school, and she never told the dad that she was pregnant, or that she told him that she was pregnant, but she never told him that she kept the baby. He thought that she got an abortion. Well, years later, this child is like 8, 9 years old, around that age, and she runs into him at her job, and he's like, oh, hey, blah, blah, but she doesn't want to talk to him or have any relation with him because she doesn't want him to know that he has a secret son. And so we just follow this story between Poppy and TK. And I couldn't remember his name, but it just popped out at me. But I really enjoyed this. It was another, TK is all of her books in this series, Intercepted and Fumbled as well, follow pro football players. And I thought that was so funny because this novel also discusses CTE and pro football players. And I was like, oh, what a coincidence. I didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, it was really funny. I enjoyed their relationship because they obviously, they start to get closer and rekindle their relationship. But it was just so, the way Miss Martin writes, it's just like I'm watching TV, and the words just come so easily to her. That's what it seems like. And so the story is read so much easily, and it just so much more enjoyable the way that she writes. But yeah, I can't wait to pick up the third book. I ordered it. I think it's called Blitz. I've already ordered it. It's on my shelves. I ordered the rest of the series, but yeah. But the only thing I'm hesitant about is the next book. I'm not really excited because we meet the characters that the next book follows in this story, but I'm really not excited to read about them. But if I know Miss Martin, she may make it more enjoyable with her writing, and I may not mind the characters that it's about. But yeah, I gave Fumbled 5 stars if I didn't say that. But yeah, she continues to get 5 stars. That's 2 stars for Miss Martin. 2 5-stars for Miss Martin. Okay, the next book I read for the month of March is the second book in the Right Swipe series. Let me grab that again. This is the second book, and that is Girl Gone Viral by Alisha. And I just decided I'm just going to pick up the next one. So this one follows Katrina, and we meet Katrina in that first book, and she is kind of a silent investor in Rhiannon's dating app. And we follow her and her story. We know in the first book that she was married to someone who left her a lot of money after his passing, but she also has her own money from modeling and being a child model. And also we discuss in this book a lot of trauma she has from that, and her dad specifically, on how he raised her to be a child model and an adult model until she married her husband that left her all that money. But this is a romance novel between Katrina and her bodyguard, who is a bodyguard from because her husband was like this big jewelry mogul guy, and he was her husband's bodyguard, and once his husband passed, she kept him on as a bodyguard, and they start to develop a relationship in this book. I didn't like this one as much as The Right Swipe. I gave it 3 stars, almost 2. Katrina has, I forget the name of it. Let me see if it's actually, but she has a condition where she is scared to go outside. I think I remember the book saying like she has fear of fears. Like she just scared of anything that could happen. And also along with that, she didn't leave her house for a long time, so anywhere she goes, she has to be comfortable in that environment, and there's only a few places that she's comfortable. Something happens where the place where she meets her therapist, before opening, she decides to stay. This is how the plot starts. She decides to stay and have coffee at this coffee shop where she met her therapist. The coffee shop owner lets her have her therapy sessions before they open, but she decides to stay. And this guy sits at her table, and they start talking. But the people sitting at the table next to them take a picture of her, and they create like this whole like viral, oh, these people are in love, blah blah, like this whole like trending like coffee bay or cafe bay or something like that. And so she's scared people are going to recognize her, and her life will like become more in the limelight from back when she was younger. And so she tells her bodyguard and her friends, and so her bodyguard takes her, I keep calling him the bodyguard, but his name was Raph? What was his name? Jazz. I was close. His name was Jazz. And so he decides to take her to his family's farm, peach farm, and take her there to keep her safe or whatever. and then she's just like paranoid the entire time, which I guess is understandable, but the whole thing just seems so ridiculous to me. I don't want to say that it just didn't seem like it was a big deal because I don't have that disorder. I don't know, it just sounds awful, but I don't know, it just seemed all ridiculous to me, and so I ended up giving this 3 stars. That's the end. But I do have the next book, and I'm going to continue reading the next book. And I'm going to enjoy, I think, the next character this follows, because we meet her in the first book as well. So yeah, 3 stars to Girl Gone Viral. Okay. Also this month, I went to the manga store to pick up the next volume of Spy Family. And also while there, I tried to find my next favorite manga. If you've been on my channel and watched my other videos, you know that Spy Family is the only manga that I've continued to read past 2 volumes and enjoyed. And it's the only manga that I continue to buy. And it's the only manga that I have on my shelves. So, I read Spy Family Volume 9. We'll get to the other girls first. Spy Family Volume 9, she continues to reign supreme, 5 out of 5 stars. If you don't know it, this is Volume 9, so I can't tell you what exactly goes on in this volume, but if this is your first time hearing about Spy Family, which is, it's everywhere at this point, I feel like, but Spy Family follows Lloyd Forger. His agent name is Twilight. He's a spy for the West Alice country. And he is tasked with a, what do you call him? What's the word? I can't think of the word. A mission. He's tasked with a mission to infiltrate this, to get closer to this man named Desmond. His name is Donovan Desmond. He's tasked to get closer to this man, but in order to get closer to this man, for the mission, he has to enroll a child into this school called Eden College. And so in order to do so, he has to find a child and a wife in order to present himself as a happy, loving family in order to infiltrate and get closer to Donovan Desmond. The child he ends up picking is Anya Forger, and she is a telepath, and the wife he ends up choosing is Yor Forger, and she is an assassin. The only person who knows everybody's secret identities is Anya. She is a telepath, so she knows that he's a spy, she knows they're an assassin, but she doesn't tell them that she's a telepath, and so everybody's secrets remain a secret except from Anya. And we just follow all the shenanigans they get into and all the missions that both Lloyd and Yor have to get on, and Anya knowing everything that they're doing and trying to help as much as she can without revealing herself as a telepath. But yeah, this is volume 9. I gave it 5 stars, and the next volume comes out in like October, and that's a long wait. We're only in March. That's a long wait. So next, the other 3 manga that I picked up when I picked up volume 9 that I thought would be my next reads. I feel like I should be what's her name? Tyra Banks. There are 3 pictures. There are 3 pictures in my hand. Only one of the 2 of these girls are going home, or something she used to say. But yeah, I'll start with the first one I read, The Way of the House Husband by Kosuke Ono. I don't know if you can see that. But this follows a man who, I just realized that, I forget what his name is, but he was previously a member of the Yakuza, but now he's married and he's a house husband to his wife who goes out and works. I ended up giving this 3 stars. I just didn't like that there wasn't a long, like in Spy Family, we're trying to get to Donovan Desmond. There isn't a long-reaching, arching plot in this manga so far in this first volume. He goes out and runs his errands, and then he gets recognized by somebody from his previous life as a Yakuza, and they try him. They're like, oh, are trying to kill me, blah, blah, blah. And then they try to fight him. He fights them back, ends them, and then goes about his business. But that was fine for like the first 2 chapters or whatever. But like, I'm kind of over it. So I ended up giving it 3 stars, and I will not be continuing on to the next volume. She's eliminated. Next, I read Nana by Ai Yazawa. Nana follows 2 girls, both of their names Nana. I don't know if they ever meet. Because we follow their lives. I don't know if they ever meet each other, but I did not finish this manga. I did not enjoy it, so I did not rate it. It's out of here. The first Nana, her name was Nana Kamatsu. She's just like this hopeless romantic, but the guys that she has crushes on are all older men. And I mean, she's in high school, 16, 17, and these are 30-year-old, 25-year-old men. And she actually ends up dating one of the guys. She tries to like ask out these other guys, and they're like, no. But the one guy that she does date, he ends up breaking up with her. And he's married. I forgot to say that. He's married. And she's still in high school. And then she's like crying to her friend, talking about, he broke up with me, blah, blah. I think the issue is I keep going after these older men. My problem with this book is that they never addressed how inappropriate, well, there was like a slight, but it was kind of made out of a joke. I was like, good, they addressed it, but then it was like turned around into a joke at the end of her chapter, and I was like, really, y'all? But they never mentioned how wrong it is for this man to be dating this young girl. And she's just, and then her as a character, she's just very insecure, and I just wasn't enjoying it. So yeah, I did not finish this book, and I will not be continuing on with the series. The last manga I read is Crazy Food Truck by Rakuro Ogaki. This follows a man named Gordon, who is the owner of a food truck in a kind of dystopian world where there was a war. So now there's like no water in this world, and so and all of the animals, like, look, all the animals have like evolved into like the fish and everything from the ocean, because there's no ocean. They've all evolved into like sand creatures. And so he owns this food truck, but he never has any customers because kind of it's like an end of the world. He's driving in his food truck, and he almost hits a sleeping bag in the middle of the road. When he goes to investigate, it turns out it's a girl sleeping in the sleeping bag. He puts her in the food truck, prepares her a meal. When she wakes up, she eats it and keeps eating, and eventually he gets pulled over, and he's asked, have you seen this girl? He lies and says he hasn't seen her, and they end up having to fight these army people that are looking for her, and he lets her know, they're looking for me too. I'm also running from the military. So they're like traveling together in this food truck, getting into different things. I ended up giving this 4 stars. This is a manga that I will continue to read to see if I will continue to enjoy it. The reason I didn't give this 5 stars is because I actually vlogged me going to get these mangas. The video isn't out yet. It'll probably be out in a couple of weeks. So when that video comes out, just ignore all of me telling you about all of these mangas. But this manga seems like it was written for the male gaze. I said that in this video as well, because the girl that he rescues, her name is Arisa. When he finds her, she's naked, and he tells her to put clothes on. She just continues eating. We know there's something going on. We just don't know exactly what she is. But then, like, throughout the entire manga, she just keeps taking off her clothes. And like there are certain like panels in the book where it like zooms in on her. It's just, it was too much. I was like, I'm just gonna ignore it for now. But if this continues, I don't know if I'm gonna want to keep reading this manga. But yeah, I will continue. I really enjoyed. It was funny and was action packed. I really enjoyed reading it. So I will be picking up the next volume in this manga. So these are the books I read this month. I read 4 contemporary novels. Well, this isn't really contemporary. It's just like magical realism. And 3 contemporary romances, rom-coms, and 4 mangas. I think I had a good month this month. I don't know what I'm reading. Well, I do know one book I'm reading next month because I've been reading it the entire month of March, which is very disappointing. But yeah, these are the books I read this month. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!